I want you to just, pause for a second and think about this. If you are an independent artist today, someone who is just a naturally curious learner, how many apps, tools, and platforms do you think it actually takes to make a track, get it mastered, promote it, and then somehow get it charting globally?
I mean, if we're being honest, it's usually a dozen different subscriptions.
Yeah.
You're bouncing between so many interfaces.
Right, and you're doing all this without a record label or a manager or a PR team. It's just you.
Exactly. And for decades, the music industry was basically, well, it was like a really exclusive country club, right?
Yeah.
And then if you didn't have a massive budget to book studio time.
Oh, like an insider connection.
Yeah, exactly. If you couldn't get your tape on some A&R executive's desk, your music basically didn't exist outside your own local neighborhood.
So true. Okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah.
Because our sources today are looking at a platform that is entirely tearing down that whole obstacle course. It's this all-encompassing platform called Beat Store Upon, or BTR. We are doing a deep dive today into BTR's issue 001 digital press, plus we have a really detailed breakdown of their AI toolsets, and this is the best part, their highly detailed global power charts.
Which are just fascinating to look at.
Oh, totally. So our mission today is to figure out how BTR is essentially democratizing music creation, right? Like bypassing all those traditional label gatekeepers and using AI to build this massive global ecosystem for independent artists and treating you like you're right here in the room with us. We're going to get into all of it.
Yeah, and just to set the stage here, what we're looking at with this platform is a really fascinating shift in how art is distributed and consumed. It's not just a software update. It's a fundamental change to the structure of the industry.
Right, because before an artist can even worry about reaching the charts or, going viral, they actually have to finish making the track.
They have to overcome that initial sonic bottleneck.
Exactly. So BTR has this motto at the core of their platform, which is split, strip, master, push. They call it their power stack.
The power stack, yeah. And the numbers on this right out of the gate are just staggering.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about the scale. Because the sources mention over 128 million total page views.
Wow.
Yeah, and like 160.3 thousand monthly AI tool runs and over 550.6 million total streams.
That's just a flood of creative output.
It really is. So looking at the actual tools, I kind of like to think of this as a Swiss Army knife for the modern bedroom producer.
Yeah.
Because they have these AI stem splitters, right, in 4-stem and 6-stem versions.
Yeah, the stem splitting is huge because historically separating vocals from a finished beat was virtually impossible.
Right, it's like unbaking a cake.
Exactly. But here, the AI can recognize the acoustic signature of a human voice and just mathematically pull it out of a mixed track.
That's crazy. And they don't just stop there. They have vocal cleaners to take out background noise.
Which is great if you're recording in a noisy apartment.
Totally. Plus, key and BPM finders and instant AI audio mastering. So basically, if you have a cheap mic, you can still get a loud, clean, punchy track ready for streaming in like one click.
Yep.
But they also have these creative AI tools, like an AI cipher pad, which is this interactive writing assistant, and an AI rap lyric generator. Plus, and I thought this was funny, an AI music detector to identify if something was generated by AI.
They're covering all their bases.
But wait, I do have to push back a little here.
Sure.
With all this AI generating lyrics and doing the mastering, are we losing the human element? Like, is this automating art, or is it just giving artists a faster car to drive?
Well, what's fascinating here is that these tools aren't actually replacing the artist's taste or their underlying story.
Right.
What they are doing is removing the friction of technical limitations. So a kid with a $50 mic in their bedroom can achieve a loud, clean master instantly. It shifts the barrier from capital, who can afford the studio, to pure creativity.
Okay, that makes sense. It levels the playing field. So you've used the AI power stack. Your track sounds amazing. But now what? We have to transition from the creation side to the actual business of distribution and community.
Right, because making it sound good is only half the battle.
Exactly. So BTR's whole ecosystem philosophy is upload, build, hire.
Which turns it into a music marketplace, not just a software suite.
Here's where it gets really interesting. It's like having Fiverr, Spotify, and a record label's A&R department all living in the exact same browser window.
That is a perfect way to describe it, because independent artists can jump into this marketplace and hire ghost producers.
Or session singers.
Right, or mix engineers, or even merch designers.
And real money is changing hands here. The sources note there have already been over $8.4 thousand in marketplace payouts.
Which is incredible for a grassroots platform. It means BTR is creating a microeconomy. Independent artists aren't just consumers here. they're becoming sellers. They're monetizing their own skills, like making a great hi-hat pattern to fund their own musical come-up.
And BTR helps them look professional too, right? With their Artist Pro features. So you can build a real visual identity, upload cover art, and then you just give your fans one single link to hear the music.
And that ties perfectly into their overarching philosophy.
Which is so cool. It's not money first. It's ears that matter. No lock-ins. Just signal.
Just signal. I love that phrasing.
Yeah. And we actually have a specific example of this from the issue 001 press release.
Oh, King Murdaugh Blood.
Yes. This independent Atlanta drill artist. He's pushing a track on BTR called Don't Say My Name. It sits at this fast 144 BPM with heavy 808s.
And that editorial described him as having a crown mentality.
Exactly. He's representing Zone 1 Bankhead in Atlanta, which has such a rich hip-hop history. And the point is, he didn't need to dilute his sound for a boardroom. He just put his uncompromised art out there.
He let the culture find it directly.
But, and this is a big question, if BTR says ears matter most, how do they actually measure those ears?
Right. How do you filter the signal without a label's marketing budget?
Right. And that leads us straight into their discovery engine, the power charts.
Which is basically a data-driven meritocracy.
Yeah, so let's break down this algorithm, because it resets monthly, which keeps things really dynamic.
It stops legacy artists from just camping at the top forever.
Exactly. So the algorithm calculates a track's power score based on 4 things. Views are 10%, likes are 20%, streams are 30%, and downloads are 40%.
Yep.
Okay, wait. Why on earth do downloads hold the most weight at 40%? In an era where streaming is king? Who is downloading MP3s in 2026?
I know, it sounds totally counterintuitive.
It really does.
But if you think about the psychology of the listener today, a stream is completely passive.
Like when I just have a playlist on while I'm doing the dishes.
Exactly. It's background noise. You might not even know the artist's name. But a download implies active ownership.
Oh, I see.
It requires the fan to commit phone storage space and say, I want this on my hard drive. It's a much truer metric of dedicated fandom and power than just a passing stream.
Okay, that actually makes total sense. And looking at the charts, it's wild how many genres they support. They have the core sounds like hip-hop, trap, and R&B. But then they have these huge global and club categories like Afrobeats, Amapiano, dance hall.
And the specialist lanes, too.
Yeah, the hyper-specific stuff like funk, grime, Jersey club. It's so granular.
And the data brings it right to life. I mean, looking at the top performers in R&B, there's a track called Savannah by an artist named Crosofly.
Oh, right, Crosofly.
Yeah, and that track hit a massive power score of 2,349.
That's huge.
And in hip-hop and rap, you have a track called Do That Girl by Mr. Me X3 that hit 2,332.
So these artists are generating real quantifiable momentum.
Yes, driven by active fan investment.
Which naturally brings us to the most mind-bending part of the data. We just looked at genres, but BTR also publishes these top 5 per country charts.
And this is where you see how truly borderless this technology is.
It's staggering. I mean, they are active in so many countries. Let's compare some of the heavyweights. So in the USA, the #1 track is that R&B song Savannah by Crosofly.
Right.
But then look at Nigeria. An artist with the handle jonagarlana1994gmail.com. Literally, their email address is dominating with a track called John Boy with a score of 2,329.
Wow.
And in South Africa, an artist named Uncool Veb has the #1 Amapiano track, Piano.land, scoring 2,300.
And you can't overlook the hyper-local markets either.
Oh, totally. Like Lesotho. It's this small, landlocked country, but they have a booming freestyle scene on BTR. Artists like Six Shots Dating Us are charting with tracks like Freestyle Famous Team.
Or in Malawi, where artists are pushing tracks like Sizikuyenda by Kulzwilo.
And BTR's headquarters is in Sydney, Australia. So they literally have a presence spanning from San Diego to Lagos to Berlin to Sydney. So what does this all mean?
It's massive.
It really acts as a sonic passport. I mean, you don't need a visa to collaborate with a producer in Lagos while you're sitting in your bedroom in London.
Exactly. And this raises an important question about the future of cultural exchange.
How so?
Well, BTR isn't just taking Western music and exporting it everywhere else.
Right, which is what the major labels used to do.
Exactly. Instead, it's providing equal infrastructure for localized subgenres like that freestyle scene in Lesotho to flourish natively. And then they can be discovered globally without a major label stepping in to translate it or water it down first.
They just get to be authentic.
That's so powerful. Okay, to kind of bring everything back together for you listening, BTR is really just a fascinating case study in how technology is fundamentally changing art.
Completely changing it.
They've taken AI production tools, the Power Stack, and combined them with this robust economic ecosystem, which is the marketplace,
Yep.
and then tied it all together with a merit-based discovery engine, the Power Charts, to just totally empower independent musicians worldwide. And that's why this deep dive is so relevant to anyone listening. Whether you're an artist looking to finally drop that mixtape or you just love discovering raw, unfiltered music, whether it's from Zone 1 Bankhead or South Africa before it hits mainstream radio.
The barriers are just gone.
They really are.
Which leaves us with a final thought to mull over.
Mm-hmm.
If a kid with a laptop in a bedroom in Lesotho now has access to the exact same AI mastering tools and the exact same global distribution network as a major pop star sitting in Los Angeles,
Right.
what does the word underground even mean anymore?
Right.
Like, will the traditional record label eventually become entirely obsolete? Or will they just have to evolve into something else completely?